What's cracking, guys? Omar Esoff here with my boy Greg Nuckols. Greg, how you doing?
Good, how are you, Omar?
I'm about to be great because you're talking about the bench. Every bro's dream, how to increase it. What do you bench?
I benched 455.
At what body weight?
240.
So you know a thing or two, as a junior, you know a thing or two about benching. And then we're talking about misconceptions before about the leg drive. You know, there are some individuals that tend to not use it all. Other people say, you know, it adds a lot to their bench. Can you explain what leg drive is and then how to use it, the benefits of?
The main function of leg drive is just for positioning.
Okay.
So basically, you can touch the bar lower. You know, you can touch it to your sternum, upper stomach, but then that's a fairly weak position. You tend to be strongest being able to move things in straight lines. You tend to be able to just have more raw pressing power the more the bar is kind of over your shoulders, upper chest, throat area. Most people, they might have shoulder issues. They might, they'll probably just be weak if they're touching the bar way high on their chest. What leg drive lets you do is it lets you touch the bar low, shorten your range of motion, but this is a fairly weak position. So you use leg drive basically to push the bar back into position with that shortened stroke so you can go ahead and lock the bar on out.
Are there other misconceptions about leg drive? You said how, it's not used to actually propel the bar up.
Right.
It's more the position itself. How important then is leg drive and how do we use it then? Like what are the ways that we use it?
The people who get the least out of it tend to be the people who have just really, really insane arches. They don't tend to benefit quite as much because for most people, the sticking point of the bench occurs right around when the upper arm is parallel to the ground. So if you have just an insane arch and the bottom position, your arm never gets to parallel to the ground, then the main thing you're using your legs for is just to hold yourself in that arched position.
Right.
Whereas people with usually longer arms tend to benefit more from leg drive.
Now, how does one actually perform the leg drive? Can you explain it a little bit more, what we're supposed to do in order to use the leg drive effectively?
Yeah. Okay, so the first thing is picking the right foot position for your build. The first is just with your feet in front of you, and you're pushing your heel down into the floor and also forward. That tends to be best for shorter people. Basically, what you're trying to do is get the most leg drive possible without your ass coming up off the bench. And so for taller people, if you're trying to get that leg drive with your feet in front of you, usually either your butt's going to come off the bench, or since your feet will have to be so far in front of you, your feet will slip out. So that tends to be best for shorter people. For people with mobile hips, usually your feet right around kind of level with your knees or maybe a bit farther behind, but as wide as they can comfortably get. That can let you get that leg drive without your butt coming up off the bench. And then for people who are really, really flexible, pulling their feet back behind them as far as possible tends to work best for them.
Right. And so any other advice when it comes to actually pressing the legs or timing it? So you're timing at the same time as you arch up, you press down with your legs? Okay.
It's a lot easier to do paused than touch and go actually, because you can synchronize the press with the leg drive better. And something that you can use to learn this if it doesn't feel natural for you is when you set up in that arch, shoulder blades retracted, rolled up on your traps. When you lower the bar, you can actually let your chest dip a little bit. So then when you drive through your legs and push your chest back up, it'll exaggerate that movement. From there, you should be able to coordinate it without losing that arch when you're pressing.
So essentially, leg drive can be used effectively. It's maybe, not to some people say, oh, you'll increase your bench by 100 pounds using leg drive effectively. It's something that has to be done right. It depends upon your height, your foot position, your flexibility, right? And then it comes down also to timing when you press down. Anything, Greg, you want to say in closing about leg drive in general?
Just to reiterate, you're not using it to actually lift the bar. It lets you shorten your range of motion, touch low, but then this is a pretty weak position. So you're using the leg drive to push the bar back kind of more over your upper chest, shoulders, so then the bar is stacked right over the shoulder joint, which is a stronger position to finish the press from.
Beautiful. Greg, I think you explained it. Guys, if you want to see more tips when it comes to lifting, make sure to like this damn video. Greg, thanks for being on.
Thanks for having me.
Link in the description where to follow Greg. I'll be seeing all you guys, my rascals, in that next video. Peace.